Alright, g'day, hi, and welcome. I'm going to do something totally different. I know you saw Chainsaws the Avatar, which was my beautiful MS400C. But I want to change up the blog. I mean, yeah, I know you guys normally see me blogging in the car and stuff like that, but sometimes I can blog at my drum kit, so why not? You know, a good visual. I mean, I don't want you guys just to have to look at my handsome face. You can look at this beautiful drum kit, even though I know you guys just want to look at my handsome face. Anyway, there's so many social issues right now, and on this channel you get a little bit of everything. There's a lot of areas I just can't go into. I can't go into the I can't go into the you know, the politically correct stuff because of all the censorship and all that, and I've already been through that before, so I know what I'm talking about. A boot, you see it, right? Right there. I don't want the edge of this to hit my shell, so yeah, it's worth interrupting the video for. But you know, I was out there today with the chainsaw and fell a tree. Fell my first tree with the 400 there. I did get a video of it. It's kind of funny. It didn't go according to plan, but it technically went better. Accidentally went better than to plan. But I was going to do this nice fancy cut for you and all that, and I smacked it with the wedge, and the tree just went over because it was so dried out and dead. And it's like it was solid enough to cut it, plunge cut like that. But anyway. But the thing is okay, so today, here's what, just to kind of give you an idea of the mindset I want you to kind of think of when I'm talking about this. You know why, like, so many young men seem lost and they don't have a sense of purpose for it. So today, I'm in a tree with two chainsaws, not at the same time. Went up with the little one, but because somebody dulled the chain on that poor little saw, only the third time using it, maybe possibly removing. So whoever that person was, you know what I mean? So I didn't swap out my chain. I'll just grab a big saw and I finished up the job. This branch is probably about the size of this tom here. You know, that thick. So I'm up in the air on a ladder, overlooking a beautiful, waterfall that if I do fall in, I'm dead. I got the tree piranha, as they call it, and cut, and then I bring up the tree reaper, the MS400. And okay. Is that branch going to come towards the trunk, or is it going to go the other way? Okay, certainly more the other way. Okay, fine. It throws itself off the other way, exactly how I want it. Skill, right? Shut the saw off, climb down the ladder with this big honk of chainsaw. Go back up the ladder, untie the rope, come back down the ladder, pull it off. And there's my branch, job one, done. And then I go and follow the other tree, and I'm using a big chainsaw for that one, and that was fun. Get a plunge cut, and then I clean up the stumps and cut everything up. And it's like an adventure. You know, it's work. It's hard work, but it's like an adventure. And you feel good at it at the end of the day, even though it was only a 2-hour day for me today. But like, you feel like you accomplished something. You didn't really accomplish anything like a miracle or anything like that, but you did accomplish something that is going to be a solution to somebody's problem, right? So you feel good about that. And then, on top of that, you got to play with your toys, aka my brand new chainsaws. First time in my life I've ever been able to afford new chainsaws. Well, I'm still paying for them, but they are making me money. They've actually made me close to $400 since I bought them about 2 weeks ago, and I've only used them three or four times, so it's like, that's not bad. You're challenged because you've got to figure out how this branch is going to fall, how that tree's going to fall, what's it going to do, what's it going to get caught up in, and your mind is just completely on the task at hand, honing the art of the craft, craftsmanship, right? It's a form of craftsmanship. Yeah, falling trees is an art form. It really is. And when you're done, you leave with a smile on your face. You got, plus, especially when you only have to cut the thing up and you don't have to clean it. It's like, you really leave with a smile on your face. Hey, oh, you're going to clean it up? Yeah, I'll cut it up for you. I'll cut it up good. Don't worry about that. And then you go home. And you come into the house and it's nice and warm. And you feel accomplished. You weren't stuck in the house all day. And this brings me to my thing. And I'm going to try to make this video as fast as I can before the time runs out, so I don't have like a part, 10 parts to it. Yeah, I'm doing okay. But here's the thing. I don't think men, boys, whatever, are meant to be inside all day. They're definitely not meant to be inside all day. I'm sure there's the exception to the rule. And I know people get comfortable being inside and on computers. I don't think men are meant to be looking at spreadsheets all day. I really don't. I think, like, when I look at any one of my friends, male friends that have depression or what, there's a theme. They all work indoors. Every one of them, no exceptions. I don't think I have any friends that work outside unless they have other lifestyle problems, drugs, alcohol, or something like that. Which I don't have a lot of friends that are like that, so that's good. But I do know people that are like that, and so there's other contributing factors. But just guys that they're not really doing dope, they're not, they don't drink all the time, whatever, that get really, really unmotivated and feel down and all that. The guys that work outside, they have anger issues sometimes because they're trying to get this done and they get stressed out. But they still have lots of energy. They still have lots of fury to go and do the job. You know what I mean? And then when they accomplish something, it's like, thank God that freaking job's done. And, oh, but hey, I got this new job coming. It's just as miserable as the last one. But they're like, yeah, I got this new job, but I'm not going to do it better this time. I'm going to do, you know what I mean? And they're just really into it. You know what I mean? And then, things don't go away. And, sometimes people have a higher expectation of themselves and they beat themselves up. Well, I should have done it this way. I'm not, that looks like shit, blah, blah, blah. There's like this beautiful retaining wall, like, home and garden stuff. It's like, yeah, look, that I was out by like a 16th of an inch. Blah, blah, just being unreasonable. It's like, I get it, you're bragging. But that's where men need to be, is doing something, building something with their hands, creating something. I have so many creative outlets, so I'm never worried about that angle of it all. The two things men need in their lives is healthy relationships and a mission. The mission doesn't have to be extravagant. That's the big thing. It has to be something like something that challenges you. And this is where, chainsaws can kind of come in for this. I'll kind of wrap it up. But for those guys that are thinking about, getting a change of scenery, one thing I learned about working with chainsaws for over years, even though it's not my main job, but working outside in general, is that you're outside in the elements. Even when it's a miserable day, it's still a lot of times a better day than being stuck in an office. Even when it's over hot and stuff like that, you're just like, I don't want to be doing this. But then as soon as you're done, you can appreciate the coming in from the cold or coming in from the heat and relaxing, taking a nice shower after you're just grimed out. You just appreciate it so much more. But it's just that feeling of accomplishment. And that's one thing, like, look into stuff like that. Maybe chainsaws are not your thing. They are quite dangerous, and you got to be a little bit of a maniac to use one. I mean, let's look at this thing. Okay, here, let's take an engine, rev it to an insanity just before it blows up. We'll put a rev limiter. And that has a chain and a bar on it that can cut through a tank. What could go wrong, right? But there's a lot you learn out of it. You're out there. You're out there in nature. You're in the trees. You're kind of working for yourself most of the time. You build relationships with your clients. It's nice to have people that believe in your capabilities and trust your judgment. I get this all the time, where it's just like, well, what do you think I should do? And sometimes I just don't know. Now, I'll tell them if I don't know. I never try to put that weight on my shoulders of doing things that are above my limit that I don't know. I'll make suggestions. Say, well, I don't really know how I'd do it, but if I had to guess, maybe try this, and this. I would talk to this other guy who knows more than me. And you do stuff like that, and you don't feel inadequate. The only time you feel inadequate is when you bite off more than you could chew and more than your limit is and your knowledge is, and then you try to sell that you can do it when you can't. When you appreciate it to the point where it's like, okay, no, I know I can't get that done, but I can learn how to do it. That is going after the art of the craft, honing the craftsmanship. And we don't do that anymore because people are stuck in office buildings all day. And a little bit of fresh air is going to do you good. That's just my take on it. You know, maybe it's time for a change of scenery for some of you guys that are, you know, all stuffed up and depressed and all that stuff. Maybe that's what you need, is to start looking at other things. Because again, like the guys that I know that work outside, they tend to be a lot happier. You know, especially when they're building stuff.